Charly Shelton, Zippity Doodad, here at Six Flags Magic Mountain for the Flavors of the World Food Festival. As you can see, it is thundering, the skies are gray, and it's raining off and on. So I'm going to try and get through as much as I can before my camera gets rained out and shut down. But we have 7 booths to do here, and each booth has several different options. They're available a la carte or on a tasting card. Now these tasting cards are $50 for 8 tastings or $65 for 12 tastings, and past members get an upgrade from 8 to 12 when you buy the 8. We're going to be using these passports to try all the different foods from around the festival, and whether you use the passport or just buy it a la carte, we have these awesome little buttons that you can get when you buy each of the any of the food entrees, and you can collect to fill out your passport and show all the countries you've been to. So I'm really looking forward to it. Let's hope I don't get soaked. Let's dive in. All right, so we're gonna dive right into these booths. We've got 2 of them here in Full Throttle Plaza, and we're gonna do those together. So first up, we have the China booth, and there's lots of different options from this one, but we decided to go with the chicken pot stickers, dumpling stuffed with chicken, topped with green onions, and served with sweet and sour sauce. So it looks better than I thought it would, you know, nice and crispy. Let's try it. Yeah, okay. Pretty standard, kind of, you know, like a Trader Joe's dumpling, but it's fried and it's nice and crispy. Let's try the sauce. That's a nice sweet and sour sauce. Again, nothing revolutionary, but, you know, Trader Joe's finest. Okay. I'd be upset if I wasn't on a tasting card, if I had paid outright for that, I think. But for what it is on a tasting card, it's part of the thing, it's good enough. Next up, we have the Korea booth, and from here we're going to try the gochujang chicken wings. Bone-in chicken wings tossed in gochujang sauce on a bed of rice with green onion and sesame seeds. So they did advise me that the gochujang is spicy, so I had them put that on the side, and it's good for my son, you know, he's not going to eat the intense spicy sauce. So let's try just the wing. Yeah, just a plain fried chicken wing, not surprised. That sauce is where it's going to be at. For anybody who doesn't know the proper way to eat a chicken wing, you get the flats, twist out one bone, then you twist out the other bone, and now you just have a little meat pocket that doesn't touch your lips if it's too spicy. There we go. That's got a little spice to it. It's not the hottest gochujang I've ever had, but also I kind of don't want to be blown out, you know, for all the food that we have yet to do. This is right at the front of the park, so I'm kind of okay that it's not super duper spicy. The flavor's good. It's nice and sweet. Now as I'm talking, the spice is building a little bit towards the back of the throat, so it is spicy. It's not one of those like overly sweet gochujang that's full of, you know, like too much vinegar and too much sugar. This is definitely heat forward, so it's good. Much better than I was expecting, and better than anything that I've had in the park at any other time. So that's pleasant at least. And just around the corner from the first 2 booths in Full Throttle Plaza, down here across from Bugs Bunny World, we have the India booth. And we've got 8 tickets spread across 7 booths for the food, so I can double up somewhere, and this is where I'm gonna go. I love Indian food. So we're gonna start with the coconut curry and naan bites. Naan bites served with coconut curry dipping sauce, pretty self-explanatory. This was recommended by the gentleman working the booth. It's very yellow and very thick. I'm excited, but also a little intimidated. Whoa. That's awesome. Wow. I was not expecting it. I was not expecting it to be that good. That's spicy. That's spicier than the gochujang. That's really complex. There's a lot of flavors in there. The curry, of course, comes through, but that spice, and there's an herbaceousness that I just can't pin down. Not from the curry. I don't know. It's not cilantro, but it's almost like cilantro. Like I can't quite place it. That's really good. I'm glad it is this thick too. You know, it's not like there's no chunks or anything in it. There's no potato, anything like that. But it's a good consistency for dipping. Well, we are early on in the festival, but that is fantastic, and that might be my favorite thing. Definitely my favorite thing so far, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that's probably gonna be my favorite thing at the whole festival just because it's so good. Boy, it's spicy though. That's really nice. I'm shocked at how good that is. All right, we got another food from here. This is the rice kheer. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing a lot of these things, so please let me know in the comments if I'm saying it wrong. Tell me how to do it right. It's kind of like a rice pudding, I guess. Creamy mixture is not really rice pudding, but it's like it's rice pudding. That's really nice too. Okay. So it's not so much, it is a creamy mixture. I guess that's a good way of putting it. It's not so much a rice pudding as much as it is pudding with rice in it. Like rice pudding where the rice kind of dissolves and becomes the pudding and falls apart. This is just like grains of rice stuck into a creamy mixture that's just kind of like a pudding. But it's really sweet and nice. That cardamom comes through really well. That is fantastic. All right, well, India already. No notes, man. This is great. All right, well, we still have a few countries to go. Let's keep moving on. Alrighty, so next up is the Italy booth, and this is here in Whistle Stop Park. It's also decorated as Bloodborne Hollow for Screen Break. And at the Italy booth, we are going to be doing the toasted ravioli. These are actually fried ravioli, not like, you know, oven toasted. They are deep fried, but that's probably just going to make them even better. Let's try them. Those are awesome. It's just a cheese-filled ravioli, but deep fried, like they're chewy and crunchy and crisp. Those are phenomenal. And the marinara sauce, you know, of course you have to, but like with that pairing, it almost comes out feeling like a cheese stick, but like with ricotta instead of mozzarella. So it's like a little pocket of deep fried cheese stick. That's awesome. I'm really glad I chose that one. All right, let's move on. As we come around the corner here to Goliath, the sky has opened up a little bit and it's starting to rain, so hopefully it won't soggy up my next dish too much. We are here at the Greece booth and I'm going to be trying the beef gyro. Gyro? I don't know how to properly say it. Somebody let me know in the comments when I'm doing wrong. This is beef and veg and tzatziki sauce. This is also kind of a, you know, commonplace thing. I've had it before, but I don't know if I've ever had anything like this here. This pita bread is like serious. It's like really thick whole wheat pita bread. I also got a lot of tzatziki sauce. So I don't even know if I'm gonna be able, it's like falling apart under the weight. Yeah, it's like so big I can't even eat it. the flavors are good. There's just so much. I mean, I'm not complaining about value. I'm glad there's a lot. I'm glad this is a nice big sandwich. And to be honest, if I was just doing this and not a food festival, like this would just be a good sandwich, a good day at the park meal. It's like the pita is crumbling. So it's pretty good. The tzatziki is not great. It's kind of just cold, but like there's no dill, there's no real flavor notes in it. It's just kind of like sour cream, like, well, more like ranch, where it's got like a little hint of something, but it's not really doing it for me. And there's so much of it that like I don't love it, and then thankfully there's a lot. The beef is good though. Everything being served out of a booth, it's all a little cold and could be prepared a little bit better if they were at a brick and mortar. With the exception of the fried raviolis, those came out nice and hot and crispy and everything. Everything else has been kind of, everything that's got a crispy texture has been a little bit soft because it's been sitting in a chafing dish. It's the nature of the beast, but it does reduce my enjoyment of it just that little bit. Like it's good, it's solid, it's better food than I'm gonna find at a lot of the restaurants I've been to here. It's not chicken fingers, it's not deep fried. This is hearty and it's real food. There's a lot of vegetables, so I'm not upset about it. But it's also not, you know, the greatest thing. I don't think I would have it twice. But for what it is, it's good enough. And I couldn't help myself. I went back for one more thing from the Greece booth, the baklava. I love baklava. This is, I've had it a lot growing up, a lot. And so it's very rare that I pass on the opportunity, and I was trying to save one of my tasters, but I thought better of it and I went back for it. I mean, I've never had bad baklava, ever. So, it's not bad, but I think because I've had it so many times, and I know how good it can be, that this one's like, it's fine. I will say, there's a difference between making the pieces and then soaking them in honey, which is like the traditional way, versus this one was pulled out of the case and then she drizzled honey on top of it. So that one does make the top a little more weighed down and a little less light and crunchy and fun, but the flavor is on point. So the flavor is great. I don't know if these are made in-house or if they're just bought, but either way, like, you can't be upset about it, you know? Like, there's, like I said, I've never had a bad baklava. I'm gonna finish the rest of these. All right, let's move on. So we come now to the Mexico booth, where we are trying the beef birria taco. This thing is massive. It is full of meat. And I like, you know, so often with theme park tacos, there's so much extra stuff on it that you don't need. Onions and cilantro, I don't even like cilantro, but like that's what belongs on a taco. So I'm glad that that's all there is. So, and this thing, look at how big this thing is. This is massive. This is, I mean, I'm not complaining about the value, but like, this is great. I'm excited. Let's try it. Wow, that is good. I'm surprised. I'm surprised at how good it is. There have been some misses, but some real hits here at the Flavors of the World Festival, and this is one of them. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a theme park reviewing a taco, and the thing I always come back to is you can go 5 minutes outside the gates anywhere in Southern California and find amazing tacos for like $2. So paying $14 in a theme park for meh tacos, I've always been unimpressed by. This one actually, you know, it is more expensive, but what you're getting, this is a solid taco. And there are some great taco spots here in Santa Clarita. Newhall has some awesome taco spots. But this, for what it is, like, it's a great taco. The beef is subtly spicy, not overly so, but subtly. and you get that like long stewed beef. It's not just like cooked and shredded. It really does feel like it's actually been cooked all the way through. And that could be from, you know, reheating over and over, but it does the same thing, low and slow over a long period. Gets it nice and tender. That's really good. I'm pleasantly surprised by this taco. All right. Our next and final booth is the Caribbean. And we're going to be trying the Jamaican jerk chicken, which turns out is chicken wings. They're the same kind of chicken wings that we had over at the, what was that, the Korea booth, I think. So the Jamaican jerk sauce is the difference here. Let's prep our chicken wing in the proper way. Alrighty. There we go. Wow. Okay. Jamaican jerk sometimes can get like painfully spicy, but this one is it's more spiced than spicy, which I like. But it's there's something in it. It's not cinnamon. It's not nutmeg. There's some spice in there that I can't quite place. I don't know. Maybe coriander. I can't. It's some interesting spice flavor that kind of sets it off. It's not a note that's prominent in a lot of other jerk sauces. It kind of all blends together, but this one is a prominent note of whatever that interesting floral spice note is. It's very floral, but it's good. Like, it's complex and it makes me want to keep eating it, you know? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, I like this. They're, you know, they could, as I said with the other ones, they're fried, so they would be better if they were crispy. They're a little soggy, and then drowning them in the sauce doesn't really help for the crispiness, but, you know, again, nature of the beast. But the flavor on this is great. We're finishing strong here. And I do have another taster card, so I'm eating a few extras. So I went for the plantains. These are fried plantains. They're just little tiny bananas that are deep fried. And so many of them are like, when you see these, you know, in a theme park or even at restaurants, they're like just baked and they call them fried plantains. But like this one is actually crispy and not quite burnt, but like you can definitely tell it's been actually fried on the outside. It doesn't have that crust that they get when they bake, where it's like that sticky crust. It's more of like a crunchy fried crust, which I like. I respect that. They're nice. They're a little basic. I think I would almost want like cinnamon sugar or something. I know that's not like super traditional, but like some sort of spice, just because it's not a one-note song, but like it's very much just a plantain. You know, it's a plantain and it is fried, so it's a little caramely on the outside, but it is just plantain flavor, and I kind of want something, especially after those wings. I think it's because I just had those wings. Like I'm running now. I'm running with the spices of those wings, and I want to keep the game rolling, so I want a little something extra on this. But they're not bad by any stretch. They're very fresh and very light and very real. Like it's a real piece of fruit. Like it's just so nice and refreshing, especially in a theme park. It's just a nicely prepared piece of fruit. All right, well, that's everything we got from the Flavors of the World Festival. There is one more booth, Drinking Around the World, and it's listed on the flyer, which has all the different things that you can choose from, and it's listed down here as cocktails. So I thought, all at one booth, I'm just going to do a flight, just try everything, but they aren't included with the tasting passports. So factor that in as you're spending your tickets. So the tasting passports are just for food. It is 8 samples for $49.99 or 12 samples for $64.99, and past members at Magic Mountain get an additional 4 samples when they buy 8. Not a bad value for all of this. If you want to come and make a day of it at $10 a plate for each of these, you know, you're saving money right there. And Anytime you buy any of the foods, you get these snazzy buttons, which I've loved collecting, and I'm going to fill my lanyard with it here in just a minute. This has been good. I came in not really expecting a whole lot because I've been to Magic Mountain a lot, and it's so much of the same of, chicken tenders and burgers and the occasional turkey leg. Like, I've never been terribly impressed by the food here ever, even at the holidays. But this one is changing my mind. I really am enjoying this, not like in spite of anything else, but like because of this. This has been really enjoyable, so I highly recommend it. It's a really good food festival, and it's way more affordable than some of the other ones you're going to find. That's all we got. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you later on down the line.